Polly, Betty Neels. Polly Talbot was not the sort of a girl who turned heads. She was quiet, modest, and plain by most standards. When you read Betty Neals' stories, the ladies are normally simple. Very simple. She lived with her mother and worked temporary jobs to make ends meet. Life was predictable, even dull, but Polly didn't complain. She had learned to find comfort in routine, and her heart was too gentle to demand more. Then came the assignment at Professor Sam Garvey's office. Again, professor and a simple girl. He was a brilliant surgeon, tall, aloof, and intimidating. Polly was hired as a temporary secretary, and from the moment she stepped into his world, everything changed. Before I continue, let me just say this, that Betty Neels, the author, was a medical doctor. So most of her writings, because she started writing after retiring, have this doctor thing. So don't be surprised there. Polly was hired as a temporary secretary, and from the moment she stepped into his world, everything changed. Sam was polite, but distant, focused entirely on his work. He barely noticed Polly, except to issue instructions or ask for files. Yet Polly, against all reason, found himself drawn to him. She admired his dedication, his quiet strength, and the way he carried himself with effortless authority. She knew it was foolish. He was engaged to a glamorous woman named Cynthia, and Polly was just a temporary one. But the heart doesn't care for logic. Polly's feelings deepened even as she tried to suppress them. Her time at the office ended, and she moved on to a new job, nursing children at a local hospital. It was fulfilling work, and Polly threw herself into it. She tried to forget Sam, to bury her feelings beneath the laughter of children and the rhythm of hospital life. But fate had other plans. One morning, she walked into the ward and found Sam Garvis standing there. He had taken up a post at the hospital, and now Polly was working under him again. Their paths crossed daily. Brief exchanges, shared glances, moments that lingered longer than they should. Polly tried to remain professional, but her heart betrayed her. Sam, too, began to change. He noticed Polly's kindness, her competence, her quiet beauty. Name it. He spoke to her more, asked about her day, even smiled. Cynthia, the fiancée, was often away, caught up in social events and personal ambitions. Sam began to see the contrast. Cynthia's glitter versus Polly's warmth. Then came the turning point. Cynthia broke off the engagement, citing Sam's lack of excitement and her own desire for a more glamorous life. Sam was shaken but not heartbroken. He had known deep down that their relationship was built on appearance, not substance. Polly, unaware of the breakup, continued her work. She was surprised when Sam began spending more time with her. walking her to the bus stop, bringing her coffee, asking about her family. She dared to hope, but fear held her back. Could a man like Sam ever truly see her? One rainy evening, rainy, Sam invited Polly to dinner. It was simple, just soup and bread. But the conversation was rich. They talked about childhood, they talked about dreams, they talked about disappointments. Sam listened, really listened, and Polly felt seen for the first time. Weeks passed, their bond deepened. Sam was no longer just her boss. He was her friend, her confidant, and perhaps something more. One afternoon, as they walked through the hospital garden, Sam stopped and turned to her again, garden. What did he say? Polly, he said, I've been a fool. I thought I needed someone dazzling, someone who sparkled, but what I needed was someone real, someone like you. Polly's heart raced. Are you saying? I am saying I love you, he said simply, and I hope you'll marry me. Tears welled in her eyes. She nodded, unable to speak. The plain girl had become the heroine, not through glamour, but through grace. They married quietly, surrounded by friends and colleagues. Polly moved into Sam's home, not as a temp, but as a partner. She continued her work, supported his career, and built a life filled with warmth and laughter. Polly, Betty Neels.